Good morning, Mary. Oh, I can't hear you. Well, I think it's connecting your audio. It'll take a second here. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. There you are.
There I am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I want to show for everybody else where this link is, because you both found it, Mary and Alex, but let's go into our chat here. And I guess I have something scheduled on April 15th. That's when I go to, there's a chat thread here called Daily Discussion. I'll be going live at 8 o'clock Eastern this time. So it's going to be in a different message thread, not our usual Zoomloss group chat. But inside that daily discussion, there is a link to the Zoom call. And the reason I'm doing that is that way I can keep it consistent. It'll be the same link every day, 8 o'clock until 8:15. And all you have to do is click on that link. Obviously, you both found it. But if anybody else has any questions, it'll be that same link, so they don't have to worry about finding a new link every day. And that way it'll keep it consistent.
Right.
And let's see. I had somebody try to jump on at 9 o'clock yesterday morning, and I'm pretty sure she was on Central Time at 8 o'clock, and I didn't say Eastern Time. And I'll be working on the technology aspect a little bit so that I can try to just post the replay right afterwards. Right now I'm a little bit slow with that, so it's I'm going to try to streamline the process. Right now it uploads to my computer, then I have to download it and then reshare it. So I might change the setting on that. Something I wanted to show, when we go here and let's just type in whoosh effect. This is something kind of cool. I think I may have talked to you a little bit, Mary, in the past about it, but somebody gets on the scale and they go, what the heck happened? I did everything right. The scale didn't go down, or maybe it stayed the same. What happens is you've got this cell, well, you've got, millions of cells, but these cells, they contain, fatty acids and glycerol and toxins, chemicals, different things. But that fat cell wants to keep its shape. It wants to keep its form. And we're trying to lose inches, lose weight. And as we, are at a calorie deficit, we start to see this fat cell start to disintegrate. And as it does that, it wants to keep its shape. So water actually fills in the place where the glycerol and the fatty acids were. So you'll see that scale may stay the same for, day 2, sometimes 3. And then all of a sudden you've got this cell that's mostly just water weight. And then eventually now that water just collapses, boom, and there's nothing left. So then you'll see that scale just drop, after, 2 or 3 days of the scale not moving, then the scale drops. And that's something I just want everyone to be aware of, because that does happen. And it's this phenomenon that it's kind of reassuring to know that if you're following the program, you're doing everything right, and you're a little bit frustrated when you get on the scale one day, don't worry about it. Just keep sticking with the program and you'll see the results.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let me close out my stop share. Good. Now, and the other thing is I also need a little bit of time to edit the video. So now would probably be a time, Mary, since I think Alex is probably on another call, but if you wanted,
I'm here.
Okay, good. This will be good actually, because Alex has, he's had some questions about, being able to stick to the program after he's done, just like really good questions that kind of pertain to making this a lifestyle. And I think it would really relate to some of the things that you brought up yesterday, because you've done very well. I think at one point you were down over like 50 pounds. And now
60, yeah.
60, yeah, incredible. And now you're back on.
Who's counting, right, Mary?
Right? But who's counting? Might have been 61.6.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, and we want to, keep that going. We want to keep you feeling your best, looking your best, having lots of energy. But Mary was saying, at home, she doesn't have the support that she really needs. Like the kids want to eat their food, and it's if she does the shopping, then she's kind of the bad guy because they have different expectations than she does. And I remember my dad telling me this story. He's like, you can take like in a group, you'll have a person who's super clean cut and conservative, then you can have a druggie, and then like the druggie's going to win every time. Now, bringing this into this situation, you've got somebody that's accustomed to a certain lifestyle, certain foods, things like that, and you're outnumbered. You're trying to do the best for your health and your lifestyle, and then other people, they're either not there yet or they don't see that benefit, and they're kind of sabotaging your results. And that's something that is really challenging. It's really frustrating. And there is somebody, I want to tell you, Mary, I'm going to be teaming up with somebody. We're going to be doing a free webinar. She's a psychologist in the Tampa Bay area. She's got so many letters after her name, and every day she is just helping people overcome things like this. So I've got her joining me, and we're going to be doing a Zoom call and kind of helping strategize some techniques and some ways that we can overcome a lot of these challenges. And it's going to be more like I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just kind of give you the technical, this is what you do, and this is why it works. And I'm not the best at explaining how the mind works and how to overcome a lot of these challenges so that we can kind of create the life that we want regardless of our environment. So
Good.
I'll make sure I get you the details for that. I think it's coming up on, what's the date? I'll have to look at the date on that, but let's see. It's going to be coming up within the next week or two. So I'll make sure I get you the details for the Zoom link. It's going to be 8 p.m. One evening of the week. And I believe that is I'm not going to say because I'm not certain of it right now.
Okay, that's fine.
But I'll share that with you. And I think that'll be great because I want to make sure that I answer your questions. But, I think there's some other resources and people that are really good at this, and they can really, provide a lot of
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That'd be great.
I kind of have the opposite situation, Mary, where my wife has been super supportive, where, she's helping me portion stuff and she reminds me what's free and what's not. I don't know if you've had this conversation with your family, but I think it was you or someone put on a thread. Maybe it was Alexa, or I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. I want to give her credit, but
Vanessa.
Yeah, I tell people about the fact that I'm trying to eat clean and to get healthy versus like on a weight loss program.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, that simple piece of advice has helped me in the last couple of weeks because, as people ask me, I've heard the whole, oh, you're losing that much weight, that's unhealthy, right? Or that's not sustainable. Or you're, what are you doing after you lose all that weight? You're going to gain it back in 3 months. And so it's pretty amazing, right? When you have the people who are close to you telling you those things. And so what I found was I sat down with my wife, I sat down with some of my closest friends and explained to them why I was on this journey. It wasn't because I wanted to look great in a t-shirt or in a bathing suit. It's really because I'm 3 times more likely to have a cardiac event, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that hit a home run for me when Dr. Rainey told me that. In that, number one, it motivated me to be like, holy crap, right? I need to be careful. And then number two, it's almost like telling, and this is terrible to say, it's almost like telling your friends you have cancer. All of a sudden they go, okay, what can I do to help? Mm-hmm. Right. So I find that if you're able to maybe have some of those discussions and really explain to people why we're doing it, I find that it's easier. So now my wife seems to be, trying to find even different ways, right, to make food and joining me in what that food is, what we're eating, right? So I don't know if that is helpful. I know you've been on this journey a lot.
Sure.
But I think really sitting down with people and explain to them that it's a health thing more than a weight loss thing, I think just kind of does a 180. So I can't take credit for that. I just kind of stole the idea from Vanessa and it's been super helpful.
Yeah, I agree. And I have done that. I really have. But Yeah, I'm just, my husband's making a salad right now, so maybe things will be different.
Okay.
But it's day one for him, so
One step at a
I'm
time.
just
Yeah.
one step at a time. Yeah,
That's
you know.
amazing.
So
I don't know.
I
Well,
feel amazing though,
yeah.
and I might have been a little impacted, so I dropped a whole bunch today. I mean, the weight, the scale went down today.
Good, good. That's
Hey,
great.
So, and after the journey, after this week program, it really is very easy to stay on it. I was able to keep the 60 pounds off for about a year and a half. And then I lost a good friend, and I just ate whatever I wanted, and it all came back. Well, half of it came back. And then I got all these new clothes, and it's like, I got to get it back off again because I don't want to go buy new clothes.
Well, the good thing is, that could almost be like a reminder, right? So it's funny because I'm going in the other direction. About a year ago, I got so frustrated about fitting in my clothes that I started throwing stuff out. And so now when I put my shirt on, I feel like I'm wearing a dress. So it's, I appreciate what you're saying more than you know. I mean, that was just this morning. I just asked my wife, I was like, where did I put those XLs, So maybe that's the benefit of losing some weight, right? You get a whole new wardrobe, but
Yeah.
but no, it's super exciting. I think that the biggest challenge for me was this morning when I woke up and I only lost 0.2 and I didn't change anything, right? And so it's so easy to get like, man, I'm doing all this work and it's less than a quarter of a pound. Like, what the hell, right? But then I try to remember back, I had another day like that, and then the next day I lost like 2.5 pounds. So it's those things kind of mess with your mind. So I'd love to hear. I know we don't have much time, Mary, but I'd love to hear from your experience, like how you did you experience that, number one, and then number two, how'd you deal with it? Because it messes with your mind.
It does. It messes with your mind, but you can't let the scale control you. I mean, it's a number. You'd put it down and you just keep right on going. You just write it down and go. I found that some days elimination is better than others. So on the days when they've only lost a quarter pound, it has to do with elimination, and that has to do probably with stress. And then once I can get relief, then the weight comes back off and it stays pretty steady.
Yeah. And I know it can be challenging when you see the scale not go down so much, but it is an incredible tool, for me to be able to use to make sure that we're making the progress.
Right. It does show the progress. I mean, but you can't, I guess I'm saying you just can't focus on, I only lost a quarter pound. Exactly. Because as the day goes on, you'll see that your clothes are, maybe more came off. Yeah. I think it's great, the inflammation that I can feel my bones, I can feel that the inflammation is coming off. And that to me is amazing, because
I've been experiencing the same thing. I mean, I used to go through a weekend like we went through this weekend where we did a lot of activity, and then Monday and Tuesday I could hardly move. And, I was able to just get up on Monday morning, do what I needed to do without, I felt, sore, but not like, not like, oh my God, I can't. So you're absolutely right. It's an amazing difference. And I'm on day 21, 27 pounds down, 26 pounds down. And but like just the mental clarity I'm getting is unbelievable. I think so. It's pretty interesting.
That's great.
Yeah.
There was one thing I know we have to get off here in a second, but I wanted to bring up real quickly. When you were talking earlier, Alex, it brought up something that I remembered in the past. And one of the things that people feel like if you're doing a diet or you're doing something extreme, they're afraid you're going to change. And if you change, you might not be able to relate to them so well, or vice versa. And they really like you as a person, and they don't want to lose you or lose what they have relationship-wise with you. So sometimes that's another fear that people have. They like things the way they are. People don't like changing. If they see a big drastic change, or like, well, he's not going to come out with us now, or she's not going to be drinking alcohol, or she doesn't want to come to dinner because of this. Like, we want to figure out how we can still incorporate those activities so you're still there and you're in the presence. And like Alex said, they're supportive of you in your health goals, so that they're seeing you're going to be the same, really, as far as they're concerned, and they don't feel like they're going, like you're going to alienate them or you're going to change and no longer, have them around. I think that's a big fear that people have when they see their friends or their loved ones or people close to them changing or doing drastic changes. They're afraid that, things aren't going to be the same anymore. And what if things change and the relationship's not the same?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. That's that for sure.
But,
that happens.
Yeah. But you're doing great. Oh, and I did want to tell you, my stepdad, he always ate junk food. And, my mom being the biggest health, she opened a health food store, 40 plus years ago. It's, her whole life has been just, all right, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But, it took him years to just be eating salads, or any vegetables or anything healthy. But he just has the genetics where he can get away with that. And, and he went so many years. His mom lived to be 104. But, you just keep doing what you're doing. And eventually, when people need you, they'll come around, and you just kind of lead by example. And you've done that.
What's interesting to me is how foods become more of a bonding through their preparation versus eating of it. Right. So what I've been doing is, I know we're out of time. We could talk about this for hours, but what I've been doing is I've been inviting people over for dinner, and then we make their meal, and then I make mine. And then all of a sudden we get into, well, why are you measuring that? 4 ounces doesn't seem like a whole lot. And then, so all of a sudden it's like we get into an hour and a half conversation. We're bonding over that versus like, they get to have their wine, they get to have their stuff. I'm in my home where I'm confident that what I'm eating and putting in my body is really what I need right now, right? Especially during this sensitive stage. I don't think that that's going to be, my life forever.
Mm-hmm.
But, going out to restaurants, which I've done over the last 21 days, and watching your friends eat like all this great stuff that you want to eat, and you're sitting there drinking water. I think what's amazing is, you'll find out who really is there to support you. And that even in itself is its own journey. So, for folks who aren't here or just starting, I would encourage you to do that. And it's just a whole, and then all of a sudden they see your commitment. And so it kind of flips their mind a little bit and goes, wow, this person really is committed to doing this thing.
And you're kind of perpetuating things in a good manner to, demonstrate the benefits of, good eating. You're really impacting everyone's lives around you, and you're still able to create that bond by sharing that time together while you're preparing the meals. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Guys, I'm looking forward to chatting with you tomorrow. I got to get going, but thank you so very much, Mary. I can't tell you how important it is to talk to people who've been through this journey. I really, really appreciate the nuggets of advice that you have. They're really fantastic. I wish I could put them all in a bucket to keep in my pocket.
Have a good day, Alex. Nice talking to you.
Thanks.
Bye, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, Mary, I'm glad you jumped on this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better. I mean,
good.
As good as I can be. One day at a time.
Yep.
And the scale is important. I guess I don't talk well, but it is important. But for the rest of the day, if that quarter pound only comes off the rest of the day, I can feel it when I can feel that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Even though the scale didn't say as much as I wanted to, I'm trying not to focus. I'm glad when it goes down, but if it's only a little bit, I'm just trying to move on and just keep focused on staying with it. So
you're doing great. All right, wonderful. Well,
thanks. All right.
Good morning. I'll be right out. I'm just finishing up a video. Sure.
Okay.
All right. Have a wonderful day, Mary.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you soon.
All right. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.